You wake up every single morning with a heavy chest, already feeling like you are terribly late for a destination you cannot even name. You are constantly running, out of breath, chased by the terrifying illusion that you are falling behind in life while everyone else is moving forward. This is not just modern anxiety. It is a profound spiritual disease known as the addiction to urgency. The world has convinced your fragile mind that every single second must be monetized or optimized, leaving your exhausted soul with absolutely nowhere to rest, breathe, or simply exist in peace. We measure our entire worth by our speed, but the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, warned us centuries ago that haste is from the devil. When you rush through your days and your prayers, you are fundamentally rejecting the profound wisdom of divine timing, demanding the harvest before the season. The modern world measures your success by how quickly you achieve it, creating a relentless pressure cooker that silently burns your soul. We have completely disconnected from the natural rhythms of creation, forgetting that the most magnificent trees require decades of silent, invisible growth in the dark to build strong roots. You stare at the timelines of others, comparing your chapter 2 to their chapter 20. This comparison is a brutal thief that steals your joy and convinces you that your Creator has somehow forgotten you. But God's timeline for your life is not a race. It is a carefully curated masterpiece. One of the most beautiful names of Allah is Al-Mu'akhir, the one who delays. We treat every delay as a crushing rejection. But divine delay is actually a profound form of divine protection. He holds things back to protect you from burdens you are not yet spiritually equipped to carry gracefully. Think of Prophet Yusuf, Joseph, deep within the darkness of the well. His immense suffering and his years of unjust imprisonment were not a waste of his precious time. Every single moment of that heartbreaking delay was precisely preparing his character to carry the immense weight of a kingdom's throne. You desperately want to pluck the fruit immediately, but you absolutely need your roots to grow deep in the dark soil first. If you achieve your ultimate dreams before your character is fully forged, those exact dreams will eventually crush you under their terrifying, unanticipated weight. Trust the waiting process. Your relentless overthinking is simply a symptom of your ego desperately trying to control a future that does not belong to it. You create agonizing labyrinths of what-if scenarios to protect yourself, forgetting that the only true safety lies in completely surrendering the steering wheel to the master planner. Let go of the heavy burden of needing to know exactly what happens next. Qadar, the divine decree, is the ultimate safety net for the exhausted mind. It means recognizing that the pen has already been lifted, the ink has beautifully dried, and everything is unfolding exactly as it is supposed to. The disease of urgency replaces the profound peace of even if with the terrifying anxiety of what if. When you truly trust God, you stop asking, "What if my life falls apart?" and start believing, even if it falls apart, my Lord will skillfully build it back together beautifully. We treat our daily prayers, our salah, as just another frustrating task to rapidly check off our endless to-do lists. But prayer was explicitly designed to be a divine pause button, a sacred sanctuary where you step entirely out of the world's frantic timeline and step into absolute eternity. The modern obsession with speed fundamentally destroys the barakah, the divine blessing and expansion within our time. We sleep less, we work significantly more, we consume information endlessly, yet we always feel profoundly empty and incredibly short on time. A life without barakah feels like pouring water into a severely broken cup. Barakah miraculously returns when your full presence returns. Stop splitting your exhausted mind between the regrets of yesterday and the terrors of tomorrow. The Creator is only found in the reality of the present moment. If you miss the now, you miss the only place where God meets you. Your fragile ego desperately wants to just arrive at the destination, to grab the trophy and feel momentarily superior. But your deep, ancient soul simply wants to experience the beautiful journey of unfolding alongside the Creator. Stop focusing solely on the horizon and start feeling the sacred ground beneath your feet. True spiritual and emotional healing absolutely cannot be rushed, no matter how much you wish it to be over. You would never command a broken bone to heal overnight, yet you harshly demand your broken heart to magically fix itself instantly. Give your profound grief the honorable time it deserves. You must actively silence the terrifying, ticking clock inside your overactive mind. It is a completely artificial mechanism designed to keep you perpetually enslaved to productivity. Replace the sound of that relentless ticking with the calm, rhythmic heartbeat of absolute submission to the Lord of all the existing worlds. Trusting the unseen, masterful author of your unique life story requires tremendous, earth-shattering courage. It means bravely accepting that the specific chapter you are in right now, even if it is filled with agonizing waiting and pain, is absolutely vital for the glorious ending He has written for you. You are exactly where you are supposed to be right at this very microsecond. There are absolutely no accidents in His meticulously governed universe. The delays, the sudden detours, the closed doors, they are all carefully calculated movements in a cosmic symphony designed specifically to bring you closer to His light. Stop drowning in the agonizing panic of missing out on your life. The Islamic concept of Qadar guarantees that you physically cannot miss whatever beautiful provision is written for you. If it is meant for your hands, it will find its way to you even if it is hidden beneath mountains. As the wise ones have said, what is truly meant for you will never, ever miss you, and what missed you was never, ever meant for you. Memorize this profound truth. Let it be the heavy anchor that stops your restless mind from constantly drifting into the turbulent seas of anxiety. We foolishly allow society to dictate our internal milestones, when we should marry, when we should have wealth, when we should be perfectly settled. These are entirely fake metrics designed by anxious humans. God does not judge your spiritual progress by the arbitrary, stressful timeline of an utterly lost and confused society. Solitude and silence are the ultimate spaces where you can finally recalibrate your internal clock back to divine time. When you step away from the relentless noise of social media, the terrifying illusion of urgency shatters, and you realize you have all the time in the world to find your Creator. Feel the immense physical peace of Tawakkul, the radical trust in God. It is exactly like taking off a 100-pound backpack after climbing a treacherous mountain for days. You realize you were never supposed to carry the massive burden of controlling the universe. You were only asked to trust the process. If the most merciful God makes you wait in the dark longer than you expected, be spiritually prepared to receive significantly more than you initially asked for. His delays are never empty spaces. They are expansive periods of preparation, widening your heart's capacity to eventually hold an ocean of His profound blessings. The overwhelming darkness of the waiting period is not a grave meant to bury you. It is a womb meant to nurture you. You are not rotting away, you are germinating. Stop violently scratching at the walls of your current situation and allow the divine incubation to complete its necessary beautiful work. Stop obsessively looking at the watch on your wrist. Start looking at the spiritual compass in your heart. Direction is infinitely more important than speed. A person crawling slowly in the right direction is far better off than someone sprinting incredibly fast towards a terrifying cliff edge. Your nafs desires instant gratification because it knows it will eventually perish, so it is always in a panic. But your spirit, your soul, desires eternal truth because it is eternal. When you live from the perspective of eternity, the frantic rushing of this temporary world looks utterly foolish and exhausting. When you finally, truly submit to His perfect timing, the suffocating anxiety immediately evaporates from your chest. You stop asking, "Why not now?" and start gracefully asking, "What do you want me to learn in this specific moment before I'm allowed to move on to the next chapter?" A beautiful flower absolutely does not rush to open its petals. If forced open prematurely by anxious hands, it instantly dies. You are exactly the same. Your spiritual unfolding cannot be aggressively hurried. Allow the gentle warmth of His patience to naturally open your heart when the season is truly right. Learn to deeply appreciate the quiet beauty of incredibly slow progress. Invisible growth is still profoundly real growth. Just because you cannot see the monumental shifts happening beneath the surface of your life does not mean the master architect is not meticulously laying the foundational stones of your ultimate victory. Consciously replace the toxic, panic-inducing phrase, "I am running out of time," with the deeply grounding mantra, "I am walking gracefully in His perfect time." Feel the immense difference in your nervous system. One causes absolute terror. The other brings the unshakable tranquility of the heavens into your physical body. The tranquility of Sakinah, the divine peace, only descends upon the deeply patient heart. It cannot land on a runway that is constantly chaotic, rushing, and filled with the debris of anxious overthinking. Clear the runway of your mind through remembrance and prepare to deeply receive the peace that passes all understanding. Reclaim your breath. The relentless pace of modern life literally steals your deep breaths, keeping you trapped in a shallow state of constant emergency. Deep breathing is not just biology, it is theology. It is the rhythmic remembrance that the giver of breath is the one who controls your destiny. Understand that every single delay, every frustrating roadblock, is a hidden, beautiful layer of protection from a devastating harm you simply could not foresee. If you had arrived when you wanted to, you might have been utterly destroyed. The Lord's schedule is infinitely more compassionate than your wildly impulsive desires. Willingly surrender the pen back to the author. You are not the writer of this magnificent story. You are the privileged character experiencing it. When a character tries to aggressively rewrite the plot out of fear, the story loses its magical meaning. Let the master elegantly write your beautiful resolution. In the grand, mind-bending scale of eternal life, this agonizing delay that feels like an entire lifetime is but a microscopic fraction of a millisecond. Do not trade your eternal, unshakable peace for a desperately rushed, temporary result that will inevitably crumble into dust before your very eyes. Patience is victory. Fully embrace the profound lessons hidden within your current chapter. Stop trying to furiously skip to the end of the book just to relieve your anxiety. The wisdom you desperately need for your glorious future is buried exactly right here, in the messy, uncomfortable, frustrating middle of your waiting. So, breathe out the terrifying illusion of running out of time. Inhale the absolute certainty of His divine decree. You are not late, you are not behind, you are profoundly guided. And the moment you deeply accept this, the terrible race finally ends, and the beautiful journey truly begins. Because if you don't surrender to this peace, you will find yourself back where you started, waking up every single morning with a heavy chest, already feeling like you are terribly late for a destination you cannot even name. You are constantly running,